It's okay. It's okay. The funny thing was, the girl who's sitting over there, I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to get picked because I have a very important question to ask, because the fate of the world kind of depends on it. And
say it different.
my alignment.
What is the fate of the world?
My alignment.
What is the fate of the world?
My alignment?
But what is the fate of the world? The fate of the world is one of well-being.
Yes.
So are you talking about your ability to perceive the well-being of the world?
Yes.
All right, then we'll talk about
Yes. So I've had so much to be thankful and grateful for.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I can be here, but
We are too.
I'm on my way to finally becoming a millionaire, which is something that I've been, setting a goal for myself for a while. And more than anything, because of the industry that I'm in with like the tech industry and computers and internet and whatnot, the path that I'm on is I'm about to become one of the youngest self-made billionaires in history and all that stuff. But it's cool and it's great, and I know that the money is going to come in such a huge quantity that I'm okay with that. But in regards to kind of relationships and love and whatnot, the thing that I've been thinking about is, it's like, do I need to focus on creating like that perfect woman, that perfect mate, that perfect person for me right now?
No, because that's conditional and you can't get there from there.
So
and if you could do that, if you could have done it, you've already done it.
Gotcha.
If that would work for you, it would have already worked for you. But it didn't work for you because it's flawed. And the reason it's flawed is because that perfection that you're looking for, you're not seeing right before you, and you're not allowing yourself to vibrate the emotional frequency of it until you see it. You're saying, show it to me and then I'll believe it. And we're saying, you got to believe it and then you'll see it. And you say, no, show it to me and then I'll believe it. And we say, no, you got to believe it and then you'll see it. And you say, no, I want to see it and then I'll believe it. And we say, no, you got to believe it before you'll see it. And you say, no, I need to see it before I believe it. And we say, no, you got to believe it before you see it. And you say, no, I got to see it before I believe it. And we say, that could take a long time.
Yeah.
Everything that you've heard today carves out a different path, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How'd you carve out that other path, that one that's working so well for you?
It's
Did the condition show itself to you first and then you believed the condition? Or did you have a vibrational pattern that led to the condition? Was your expectation there first?
Yeah, the expectation.
So were you born with the expectation, or did you work that expectation into being?
I guess I worked it into
And you can do the same about anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Good to know, huh?
Yeah. So, with that being said, the funny thing was, I told myself, I was like, if I get picked, then that
if you
just
get picked, Abraham's going to beat up on you for your flawed premise.
That was, I knew that I had to make some lifestyle changes. And so, I started thinking about, to myself, just all the different...
Lifestyle changes, meaning? Lifestyle changes or vibrational changes?
Vibrational changes.
And is it easier to make vibrational changes or lifestyle changes?
Vibrational.
That was a trick question. Be careful. Is it easier to make vibrational changes or lifestyle changes? You can't answer that question. It was a trick question.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes it's easier to do it vibrationally and sometimes it's easier to do it, and only you know what the path of real resistance is in the moment. Gotcha. Don't ask somebody to write a book that says, under these conditions always do this, because it won't work for everyone in the same way, because you are in different vibrational places. You have to be willing to trust your own guidance system. Do you believe that you know what you want in regards to these two subjects that you've highlighted here?
Yeah.
Do you believe that you've collected all the data that you need to collect and you're ready to move right to the version of the billionaire that you're talking about in both relationships and financial experience?
No.
Oh, so you still want to collect some more data?
Oh, no,
Well, of course you do. You're always going to be collecting more data. Are you ever going to get it done? You've collected enough data to keep yourself busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, and you're still collecting data.
Yeah.
So what's the point of that? Do you want to sharpen your focus? Does it feel good to sharpen your focus?
Yeah.
Do you like to
Very
just
fun.
blunder into things and just take what comes, or do you like to create things?
I like to create.
And is there satisfaction in creating?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed creating your financial empire?
Yes,
Are you
I have.
enjoying it piece by piece as you
Yeah.
lay the vibrational bricks of it? Don't you want to do that with your relationship too?
Yeah.
And isn't it pleasurable to do that? Does the first thing that you just stumble onto, does that represent the perfection of the vibration that you're offering? Or does it represent the vibration that you got going right now?
Yeah, the one
And
that
do you
I
believe
got.
that the vibration that you've got going right now is where you want it to manifest? This is a big question. You want to ask yourself, am I outputting in a consistent way the vibration that I want the universe to respond to? In most cases, the answer is no. I've got some more clarifying that I would like to do. And that's why you're holding things off from yourself, because your inner being knows what you want. And when you're in the place of not letting what you want in, there's still more to do, more experiences to be had, you see. Thankfully, because that's what keeps the eternalness in eternity. We all keep reaching for more and more and more, but it doesn't mean that there's not satisfaction every step along the way too, you see. Esther was visiting with a friend about the difference between the way the vortex feels. You know what we're talking about? So you were source energy, you came into this physical body, you know what you do want, you know what you don't want, you launch these rockets of desire, and they go into this vibrational reality that we have lovingly called the vortex. We even wrote a book about the vortex. We said, get into the vortex, get into the vortex, get into the vortex, until finally you screamed at us, how do you get into the vortex? And we say it's a vibrational experience, it's a vibrational journey. So Esther and her friend are talking about the difference between the way the vortex feels and the way the path feels. And Esther is thinking about it, and she says, the reason that the path is a better feeling to me is because I can accept the ongoingness of it, the eternalness of it. The vortex almost feels like a destination that I need to get to. And in that way, it almost seems like a condition that needs to be there so that I can feel good. Where the path is this ongoing journey of clarity and fun and unfolding. Don't you love life to help you to pose a question to which you don't know the answer? Don't you love a fresh new question? And don't you love when you hold the purity and the freshness of the question? Don't you love how the universe knocks itself out to bring you the answers in vivid technicolor and sound? Isn't it delicious how the answers are always there for you? Don't you love to find or to create a problem to which you will enjoy the satisfying solution of forming around it? You're eternal beings, you see. You're not ever going to get it done. There is no final destination for any of us. There's just fun along the way or not, fun along the way or not, fun along the way or not, fun along the way or not. And you all became so serious somewhere along your path that you stopped having fun along the way, fun along the way. You got serious along the way. Oh, so serious along the way. You got competitive along the way. You got determined along the way, and you got beaten up along the way. But you meant to have fun along the way. You meant to have fun along the way, clarity along the way. You meant to vacillate on the emotional scale from clarity to agility to humor. You meant to have fun. You meant to have clarity. You didn't mean to fix problems. You meant to find solutions. You didn't mean to wrestle problems to the ground and kill them. You meant to let them lead you on the merry, joyful chase of unfolding. That's what you intended, you see. There's no final destination for you. There never will be. Just constant unfolding. So how's it feel as it's unfolding?
It feels great and it feels fun. And there's one big thing though. My health.
A big unfulfilled thing?
I guess, yeah. Right now there are certain health things I'm going through that sometimes they prevent me from working the way that I would like to, or sometimes they prevent me from like building my empire.
But we're not kidding you when we say, if you can ignore the condition while it is ignorable,
Okay.
and find the vibration of who you are and what you want, everything else will fall into alignment.
Including health.
Everything else will fall into alignment. Everything always falls into alignment. It always does. It falls into the alignment of what you are offering vibrationally, you see. It's interesting because you listen to us and you know it, you feel it, you hear it, you feel the harmonics of it. You can verify it through different aspects of your life. But then, like so many people, you want to take the piece that apparently is out of alignment, and you want to turn your attention to that, when the opposite is your inner being's inclination. You see, the way you get everything moving the way you want it is to focus on the things that are, and then everything else follows suit. The way you follow a path of greater resistance is to find something that's wrong and focus on it, and then everything else follows suit. It's just the way that it is. Law of attraction is a very powerful thing. Esther's friend says she's going to start wearing a foil hat because Esther keeps getting in her head. They're reading each other's minds a little bit. And what we want you to understand is that law of attraction is responding to you. Law of attraction is responding to you all the time. You want to know what you're putting out. So what criteria do you use to evaluate the authenticity and the value of what you're putting out?
My vibration, or how I feel, my emotions.
How you feel. And so doesn't that let you know, as soon as you start down a subject path, can't you feel diverging from the path that your inner being is on? And as you start recognizing that in the early subtle stages, so you don't get so far down the path, then more of that momentum of what you are looking for will be there, and more of the aspects of your life that are important to you will fall into alignment.
So even if I have fears about,
wait, a fear is not doing that. A fear exists because you're not doing that. So not even if I have fears, when I have fears, I'm not in alignment, period.
Gotcha.
When I have fears, I'm out of alignment with what my inner being knows, period. Not if I have fears, when I have fears. Better said, when my guidance system is showing me that I'm starting down a path of greater resistance, what should I do? That's not a trick question. That was a leading the witness question.
Should
I make the fear more, or should I make the fear less?
Make the fear
and
less,
isn't it easy to figure out which does which? Yeah. It is, isn't it? Enough?
Yes, enough.